Again, could I invite Chris Abbott to come forward, please? Good afternoon. Nice to see you.
Thank you. I'm Chris Abbott. I know several of you here. Thank you very much for your time today. I'm going to keep it really short and brief because it is a Saturday and I'm sure you all love it.
Can we turn the microphone on, please?
Yes, it's absolutely, if it's any joy, it's absolutely glorious outside. Yeah. So, look, for those who don't know me, I'm Chris Abbott. I'm Secretary of Spokes, but I'm here in a personal capacity today. I'm a long-term cyclist, have done it for many, many years. Started when I had an injury and needed to get myself healthy again, so I started cycling. Found I liked it, and it's been a lifelong passion. I've only got a few very brief messages. I do not want you to delay the major cycle routes, and there's many reasons for that. One of the biggest problems we've got in this country, Christchurch included, is obesity, and the more difficult we make it for people to engage in cycling and active transport, but not high impact transport, the better it is for everybody in terms of the health benefits and the costs of health treatment. So I really, really urge you, when you're considering things, to give the major cycle routes priority and get them in so that we start realising the benefits now, and that'll both health and safety benefits will accrue from that. Share an Idea has shown that that's what we want. That's what Christchurch ratepayers have said that they want, so I just urge you once again to focus on that. And the longer it takes, the less the benefits that are realised, because we're not getting them straight away, we're getting them down the track, and people get used to not being active in their transport modes. And I also ask, when I look at the changes that come through, that you include cycling by default in all your transport changes. It's very hit and miss at the moment. I've just seen one for the Northern Corridor, and it's really hard to work out what is changing there. And what the cycling impact is going to be. So if you just really get someone to eyeball it and say this is the impact on cycling, I'd really appreciate that. And so would Spokes, of whom I'm Secretary. Personal plea, complete the Christchurch Coastal Pathway. It's out in my neck of the woods. So much of it has been done, but there are still some very unsafe sections, particularly from the Monks Bay through to Surf Lifesaving Club, and I think I saw on the news bulletin that came through that funding has just been approved for the resource consents for that section. But that's still not getting it done, so I just urge you to get on and get it done. Just a little personal note, I don't want to see the money spent on a covered stadium. We have a stadium, we can watch the rugby, and many people, myself included, now prefer to watch it on TV. So, questions?
Thank you. Questions from people? Yanni?
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for the submission. We've had a lot of people, some people raise concern about how much is going on cycleways, and obviously we've got other things that we're spending money on. We've also heard concern over the Cranford Street, the Northern Arterial Extension. So if we wanted to keep the budget relatively the same, but change the priorities, do you have any thoughts about, other than the stadium, which projects you might like to think that we consider deferring? And just following up from that was, do you think we should prioritise recreational cycling as much as we're prioritising the commuting cycling, or would it make no difference?
Ooh. Good questions. All cycling is good. I think you need to be a recreational cyclist before you become a commuter cyclist. Well, maybe not. Maybe some people. I know I started cycling in the middle of a London winter where I'd missed the opportunity to get a cheap tube pass for the next several months, and I suddenly saw it was going up 10-20%, and I said, I don't want to pay that, so I started cycling in the middle of winter. So, and to answer your question, recreational or commuter cycling, I think the paths are used by everybody. So if you do one, you're doing tawa. Really the key thing is to make sure that there's safe ways for people to get about.
Excellent. Look, thank you very much for your submission. It's great to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And have a great Saturday.
Thank you. We're enjoying it so far.